IHMS.
IHMS Special Commentary. Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim. This is a special commentary in memory of Murad Zakaria, who was IHMS anchor and dedicated Harari activist for the causes of Harar and Ethiopia at large. Harar has lost one of its pragmatic activists and humanitarians. Gessi Murad Zekeria passed away on 9th January 2023 in Memphis, Tennessee. May Allah grant him the highest heaven, Janatul Ferdous. Our heartfelt and deepest condolence to his family, relatives, and friends. May Allah strengthen their Imaan and patience in these trying times. As a reminder, IHMS celebrated its 4th anniversary on 19th January 2023. In the last 4 years, IHMS has reflected the resilience of the Harari people and their dedication to sustaining Harar. Also, the Dallas Conference demonstrated and confirmed the dedication, determination, commitment, and resilience of the Harari people worldwide. This special comment is all about our reflections and the lessons we have learned from the first worldwide Harari Cultural, Heritage, and Language Revival Conference. The conference took place in Dallas from 23 to 25 December 2022. It is a conference that aimed to encourage generational destiny and bring Hararis and the like together. First of all, we sincerely thank the Harari Dallas community, the organizers, the presenters, the entertainers, and all the participants worldwide who participated virtually and in person. To begin with, no matter how far a stream flows, it will never forget its source. This is a profound Harari characteristic. For many young Harari first generation living in the diaspora, this conference was an eye-opener for many. An eye-opener to realize who they are, where they came from, and how to keep Harari values intact and practice them wherever they are. It is an eye-opener to understand the diverse Harari communities globally. An eye-opener to network with Harari communities and connect to Harar. It is an eye-opener to support and contribute to Harari communities and organizations. It is an eye-opener to revive Harari values worldwide. Most of all, it is an eye-opener on how to sustain Harar. The conference was a super gathering, well-organized, and brought diverse and well-rounded messages from highly educated, experienced, talented, and determined Hararis. It was a conversation among well-articulated and open-minded Harari youth in the diaspora. Today, we would like to share some of the reflections and the lessons we have learned to revive and preserve Harari values, the language, Sinanzo, the religion, Dinzo, and the culture, Adazo, together. Reviving the Harari heritage as a whole was a core activity of the conference. Here are our special 10 reflections and the lessons we have learned from this Par Excellence Conference. 10 takeaways. 1. The genesis of Harar. Among the many distortions of the history of Harar and misinterpretations nowadays, Harar is still the warm heart of Ethiopia with divine hospitality. It is a land of indigenous people. Harar had a chain of 76 kings and queens. Though annexed forcefully in 1887, Harar not only contributed to and shaped modern Ethiopia, but also championed Islamic values in East Africa. As the fourth Islamic city in the world, it remains a radiant city-state and the Mecca of the nation. Remember what George Orwell said, the most effective way to destroy people is to deny and obliterate their understanding of their own history. Harar needs us more than ever. 2. The mission for all the generations. The mission for all the generations, including this generation, is to restore, nurture, and preserve Harar's values. Gehardenurzel, Sinanzel, the language, Adazil, the culture, Wadinzel, the religion, wherever we are. A reflection of who an individual Harari is and who we are collectively. 3. Awakening and busting ignorance. As one of our forefathers, Haji Khalil Idris Abun, may Allah grant him the highest Jannah, said, "It is the awakening in the inner depth of the heart that awakens the realms of appreciation of own strength and values. Both ignorance of own values and the veneer of modern cultural civilization enslave the mind. Do not be your own destruction guide. Be yourself by nurturing, preserving, and sustaining home characteristics wherever you are, based on the greatest constitution, Al-Quran." We need such Islamic and Harari consciousness. Harari heritage is Islamic in nature, and let our foundation be Al-Quran wherever we are. 4. The importance of identity. Self-identity is the definition of who we are. It defines us, it defines how we see and interact with other human beings, it defines us as a human, it defines how we see and interact with the world itself. In a word or so, self-identity is you, in the real sense that can be. It is your story. It is our story. It tells us, and in turn the world, who, what, when, why, and how we are. Every person has a story. Each story has more than one part, as Harar and Hararis have many parts of their story. Remember, Harar Hardanuzil. Harari values are the stories, the foods we might enjoy, such as hulb al-maraq, wak alim, kahkah, and mulawah, the unique attire we put on, the jewelry we wear, the words we utter. Remember what a colonialist said: the best way to destroy a community or a country is to marginalize and assimilate so that effectively dissolving and diluting its language and culture. Let's not fall into such a trap. 5. Working as a team. No one will stand up for Harar unless we stand up for ourselves. Every Harari, old or young, professional or non-professional, rich or poor, man or woman, should get involved in your community and link with Harar. Support and participate in community activities to save ourselves, especially the young in Harar and elsewhere. Let's forge forward together. Unity is power when we act on it only. 6. Hats off to Harari women. Harar is the heartland of peace in Ethiopia, and Harari women are the heart of Harar. They shape and sustain Harari values in the household, communities, and Harar at large. They are the inspiration and the powerhouse. Look around you. Name it. Aya Chafocha, Mothers Association, Adagar, Harari Living Room, Balachu, Wedding, Moyagar, Skills Development House, Bahagar, Finance House, Motaj, Basketry's Work, Gay Raz, Cultural Attires, Gay Gannafi, Harari Ladies Trousers, Gay Kofia, Men's Headgear, and Gay Sinan, the Harari language. Most Harari legacies are defined, activated, functional, and preserved because of them. Absolutely, most of these legacies are the production and products of Harari women. With the constant trials and tribulations Harar and Hararis are facing, the overwhelming Harari values would not have lasted, nurtured, and preserved without them. Let's work with these noble Harari women, as they are the soul of Harari society, locally, nationally, and internationally. 7. Caring and sharing. The Harari youth are involved in charitable activities such as helping the elders, the needy, the destitute, and the helpless. They need to be supported to sustain such activities. Mind you, poverty is rampant in Harar and especially among Harari elders. Believe it or not, every 1 in 4 households is poor. It is time to intensify our charitable activities and support charitable organizations like Harari Amana Foundation and Asas International. It is high time to financially and technically support our museums like Abdullah Sharif Museum. It is high time to financially support the only virtual library everything Harar. There is also a dire need to establish educational and economic development organizations to bring about meaningful change in Harar. A community without organized education, knowledge, and economic institution is voiceless. It will be lost forever. Let's technically, financially, and morally support such organizations for the sake of Allah. 8. Where the Harar hope is. The hope is with the Harari youth. The youth has shown dynamic leadership. There is a light at the end of the tunnel for all Hararis. It is very encouraging to see Harari youth groups who are fully in the present and in touch with the reality on the ground. These Harari youth groups are positive and forward-looking. As proactive members of the communities, they have come up with action plans. They openly sought understanding from their parents. They also sought help from Hararis of all walks of life to fill in the gaps and their shortcomings. Throughout their discussions, they articulated the urgency of all the needs for timely action. They encapsulated the now and they displayed vividly the unprecedented conditions of Hararis that need immediate attention and actions worldwide. The youth have the courage and the resilience to do such activities. Together, sustaining Harari values for the coming years, if not centuries, is our destiny worldwide. 9. We have talked about the walk, but let's walk the talk now. Hararis must support one another, haraka mastata, be concerned for one another, tahsibot, reserve and handle emotions and impulses, hadi, not rush for judgment, atibalalu, have and respect the cultural code of conduct, hal wa amal, counsel and advise, hirgi wa mirgi, control anger and have the discipline, hirar wa adab, behave, namus, and respect oneself and others, haya. All these imply that the further we walk away from divine principles, the closer we will be to self-destruction. Note that these are the fundamental homegrown social Harari values. These were the activities combined with divine principles that enabled our forefathers and foremothers to reach the golden age of their era. As such, we can also practice the same principles to walk from fear to action, from disorganization to cooperation, and from disunity to unity to revive Harar. Restoration of Harar relies on the youth to reach to the 21st century golden age of Harar. If it is not now, and if it is not the Hararis and partners, who will make Harar glorious again? 10. Building up the new golden age of Harar. The courage we have, the resilience we need. Let's galvanize our unity to preserve our identity against all odds. Against the current rampant externalities, the political mafias, relentless anarchists, sleepless land predators, and genocidal criminals that want to dehumanize the Hararis and dismantle Harar. Against all these odds, we have to be more organized and connected to one another to counter existential threats. Today, we must collectively confront political and social injustices, tackle economic disturbances. We need to remind ourselves to show our best human qualities to ourselves and to others. Muslim Ethiopians are our backbone who always struggle with us and defend the fountain of Islamic knowledge, the city of peace. Our devotion to all communities and Harar's causes must be our priority, undeterred task and legacy. Last but not least, without Harar's values and historical knowledge, our revival, restoration, and survival could be in danger. The historical messages are simple and clear. Tradition, culture, and faith cannot be inherited, nor transferred through genes, nor transfused through blood vessels, nor transplanted as organs, nor painted on the faces, nor grafted in the bones, but must be obtained by great efforts for its continuity to next generations. Ye harda nurzeo amana. Ge haraka kullu zole baraka. Written by Professor Abdi Khalil and narrated by Nasab. For more IHMS videos and publications in Harari, Amharic, and English, as well as for donations, visit our website www.ihmshararimedia.com. Thank you again for listening and watching IHMS programs. Assalamu alaikum.
IHMS